10 is top 10. 10 out of 10 is top 10. 10 out of 10 better go tell a friend. 10 out of 10 is top 10.
Oh,
We're back. Part two.
Part two. Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Gloria Altamia.
And I'm Betty Bima.
And you're watching 10 out of 10.
With the Pabulum Partners.
And this is the part two of today's show that is sometimes super isn't natural.
Exactly. And what do we mean by that? Well, basically, we're covering stories from around the world where people have had supernatural experiences. The last part one, we talked about dreams, but I want to know, have you ever had an experience that dealt with a ghost or some kind of spiritual entity?
Ooh, you know what? I think I have before, where I was just at home, like when I was little. I used to always get scared of like going in the back room because I always felt like something would chase me. And so like whenever I had to go to the restroom, it would be dark in the back and I would have to like go back there by myself. Man, I used to have a hard time going back there, but I used to run real fast, put on the restroom light, and then like, go to the restroom. And then if I had to go in the room, I would leave the light on and then go in the room and turn the light on, get whatever I need and turn off the lights really fast and run back to the front.
Did you see a ghost? Did you see something spiritual? Why were you doing all that?
I just felt, you know how sometimes you could feel something following you?
Really?
Yes, man, I did. That's why I would just run.
Really? But you've never had an interaction with a ghost or anything like that?
I mean, no, not personally.
Oh, you lucky. You lucky.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Oh. Well, I remember when I was like in the second grade, right? And I had woke up and my mom used to have this red light in the hallway. I don't know why she thought that was cute or whatever, but she would leave it on all night and it was a red light in the hallway. And I just remember seeing the outline of this silhouette of a strong, tall, meaty person. They looked strong, like stiff and strong or whatever. And they were just at the edge of my bed, standing there, not moving or anything. And it was crazy. And the next day, and I was only in the second grade, the next day I told my mom about it and everything. And then there was another occurrence where I think this was like a supernatural experience where I temporarily became invisible. Yeah, that sounds crazy, right? But I remember my mom, she had me in the back seat. It was nighttime and she had drove somewhere to do something. And being a young, inexperienced mom, she left me in the vehicle while she went to go do whatever she had to do. And it was supposed to be really quick. But while she was gone, she also left her purse, the car running, and I was in the car. This sounds really irresponsible now that I think about it, but, but it was like an extreme circumstance. There was something going on that she really had to handle. And it was like extreme. While she was gone, somebody opened the car and searched the whole car, went through her purse and everything. And I sat there like a statue. I didn't move because I was really smart. I think I was like, how old was I? Like 7 at that time. And I just sat there really straight and stiff. They did not touch me. They did not take me. They did not kidnap me. And they didn't take the car. And they just got what they needed out of her purse. And I guess they robbed her. And then they went on. And when she came back, I was like, Mom, somebody came, they went through the stuff. And, and she was just so amazed. And she vowed to never do that again. But she was so amazed that, nothing happened to me or anything like that. They just took like her money and stuff like that. But I felt like it was supernatural because there was something over me, like a shield, blocking them from seeing me. They didn't even see me, yo. They didn't say nothing to me or anything.
Whoa. That's crazy though. You know what? Maybe this one supernatural thing was that every time I did sleep at the bottom of the bunk bed, it fell. Somebody was knocking it down, squishing me.
I remember that.
You remember them bunk beds falling? That's why we don't get bunk beds no more. We don't.
I know, right? Jeez. Well,
They're not sturdy.
Speaking of the supernatural stuff, this upcoming story is really supernatural to people. So I'm not even going to give it away. Let's just start the countdown, okay?
Howard was a 38-year-old atheist who didn't believe in life after death. On a trip, he suddenly fell sick with an ongoing stomachache. When he went to the ER, the doctor found that he had a gastrointestinal perforation with corrosive digestive acid leaking into his stomach. He suffered in pain for 10 hours before going unconscious. When he finally woke up, he could see his wife crying over his body. Then someone called his name. "Howard, come with me," the voice said. He followed the direction of the voice, but with every step he took, the room became darker and hotter. Then suddenly, he was bum-rushed by a whole bunch of gnawing people with distorted voices grabbing at every part of his body. Terrified, he was tormented by the constant attacks. He cried out with a prayer. Slowly, the evil beings backed away. Then a light shone on Howard. It started getting very bright. So bright. Until suddenly he was surrounded by a host of angels. The feeling of peace and safety was overwhelming. Flashbacks of his life were laid out before him. Every single time he did the right or wrong thing was documented. One event in his life that stood out was when his sister had a fight with his dad. She was crying. To comfort her, Howard hugged her until she fell asleep. He couldn't believe that this memory, this moment was documented and remembered. When he had a chance to, he asked God what he should do when he returns to life. And God responded, "I just want you to love." Earthly achievements were good, but the interactions with others would count the most. When Howard asked what the best religion was, he was told the religion that's best is the one that would bring him closer to God. As simple as that. When Howard returned to life, he told everyone about his experience, which was met with disbelief. Some of his friends stopped talking to him, and his wife eventually divorced him. He would go on to quit his job as a professor and write the book, My Descent into Death, A Second Chance at Life. Howard graduated from the seminary and started volunteering at a soup kitchen. Later, he would even remarry. Ever since he experienced the supernatural, his life's purpose has never been the same.
Well, that story that we just heard was about atheists, and he converted. And I'm not sure what his religion was. It didn't really say, but he did convert, and he started. It sounded like he was a Christian, but I'm not sure. But he started believing in God after his near-death experience. And we've heard stories like that, like people who have gone to hell for a moment and came back to life, and they told people. Do you believe those stories?
I think they're interesting stories. I think I would say I do believe those stories. People are so passionate, and for them to do just like a whole 360 of what they used to be, I do believe in something that happened, to them. I believe that they did go to hell, or they might have seen God or an angel, I do believe that.
And have you ever known an atheist?
I have. I've been friends with atheists and people who are agnostic too, as well. They don't not believe, but they don't believe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And so you, being a spiritual person yourself, and the foundation that we have from our roots, you're able to get along with the people despite their beliefs. How do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, we're all just still people, so we have things in common. We talk about things, we have fun. It's rare that we bring up religion all the time unless we're just on the topic, but the people that I'm friends with are very respectful, and I am respectful of what they believe in. And so we just have whatever topic it is about dealing with religion, we talk about it, and then just be like, oh, interesting, like, or oh, okay, well, okay. Like if you don't
People believe
agree,
what
or
they
if
want
you
to
agree,
believe.
you don't
Their
just
own
like
thing.
be like, well, that is not the way.
Yeah, no, there's some people out here, they are like adamant in changing your personal opinion, not even knowing the history you have behind your beliefs and why you're like that. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
crazy. They
Yeah,
will
I can't
defeat
change
you down.
anybody's opinion. I can only live my life and my truth, and I'm okay and open with listening to what you want to share.
Yeah. I would say the root of the world's problems probably are because of religion and money.
hmm
When it comes
And somebody stealing somebody's man or woman.
Well, I don't know, because you probably wouldn't even want that man if he broke. So it come down to money anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna fight it. Okay, whole nother topic. Look, you get me out of my spirituality. Okay, let's go to the next one.
There are many national parks throughout the nation with breathtaking views and history that everyone should experience at least once. But there's one national park that you may want to be cautious of stepping foot in. It was early summer, and Beth and her two friends, Lauren and Abby, planned to do a southwestern road trip to Utah, New Mexico, and Arizona, and then drive home to Texas. The girls were celebrating Beth's promotion at work. Beth, Lauren, and Abby were on their last state of Arizona. They were making their way to visit Antelope Canyon, Horseshoe Bend, and the Painted Desert. Getting plenty of photos for memories, the girls were right on schedule. They were able to hike Antelope Canyon and see breathtaking views of Horseshoe Bend. Exhausted but determined, the three made their way to the Painted Desert. Are we sure we want to do the Painted Desert, guys? It's about to get dark. Lauren says, Yes. We're sure? Abby and Beth reply. The three girls pull up to the parking. Well, here we are. Let's go get our pictures and go. Geez, Lauren, chillax. It's not even dark yet. Abby jabbed back, a little annoyed with Lauren's impatientness. Despite all the mild frustrations, the girls were able to get their photos just before sunset with a little time to spare. Phew, we made it. Let's go. The girls were making their way out of the Petrified Forest National Park. Hey, look at that over there. It's a short trail to view the petrified redwood trees. Let's look before we go. No, let's keep on our schedule, Beth. Yeah, I agree with Lauren this time. Abby gives a look of concern. Okay, fine. But let me at least take a picture of the cool-looking wood as a souvenir. Lauren rolls her eyes but pulls over to the side of the road, and Beth quickly hops out of the car. She walks about a minute ways down to the trail and finds a cool piece of stone to take. She puts it in her pocket and makes her way back. Okay, all set. Let's roll out, Beth says. Finally, driving home to Texas. Laughing and singing along on their journey, a tire blows out. Lauren pulls the car over once again. Great, a flat tire, Lauren says, very upset. We were almost out of the petrified forest. Chill. We can change the tire and be on our way. What's your deal about this national park anyway, Lauren? I didn't want to say it, but the petrified wood is cursed, and I just didn't want to be around it when it's dark. Oh gosh, really? It's not. Look, I'm fine and I have a piece in my pocket. Beth pulls out her stone. You took a piece of stone out from the trail? That's why we have a flat tire. You shouldn't have taken that stone. Well, I'm keeping it, so let's change the tire and get on the road. The girls work together to change the tire and continue their drive back to Texas. Lauren drops Beth off finally at home. Before she could even turn around to say bye, Lauren zooms away. Upon arrival at her home, there was a notice. Dear occupant, unfortunately, your building is under infestation and is now under orders of extermination. Do not enter the building. She had to be ready for her new job and her new position the next day. Luckily, Beth was able to stay with her mom. It was the next morning and Beth arrived at her job, bright and early. Her coworkers looked at her as she made her way to her new office. But before she could sit, her phone rang. It was Beth's boss. He wanted to see her, so she made her way down to his office. Beth, I've tried reaching you a few times on your phone at home, but you never picked up. Yeah, I'm not able to occupy my apartment at the time. Well, Beth, the boss continued, the company is shutting down your department. Beth is very surprised. She's starting to think maybe Lauren and Abby were right about the stone. She makes her way back to her mom's place to find the stone. She digs through her suitcase, she digs through her pouch, and then she finds it. She gets an envelope along with a note. I am sorry I took the petrified rock from the park. Please accept the rock and put it back in the forest. Beth ships the rock back to the national park that day.